I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it do feel like time flies. I'm not gonna lie, with these seasons, time really does fly. But as we're being in season 8 of NBA 2K22, hey, I'm gonna end up giving y'all boys the 4-way GOAT builds. I'm gonna end up giving you 2 builds, but hey, as of season 8, I'm looking at the actual little, you know what I'm saying, season rewards. The season rewards don't look too bad as of being at the end of the cycle of the game, but the level 40 could have been a little bit better. But y'all boys should know by now, at the beginning of every season, I always look out for y'all. I always give y'all the best builds. I always give you some of the actual builds that's gonna change the meta of the game. As y'all know, I got a few 4-way GOAT builds already. If you got an offensive threat, the one I made or somewhat close to what I made, that's definitely a 4-way GOAT. If you got a slashing playmaker that can shoot, dunk, dribble, and be able to play defense, that's a 4-way GOAT. Or even if you got the Hall of Fame shooting and Hall of Fame slasher build or facilitating finisher build, that's a 4-way GOAT build as well. But during the time of me having these extra badge points, I was trying to decide, how could I make a game-breaking 4-way GOAT build for people that got extra badge points and also for people that do not have extra badge points. So both builds will be made by 2 different pie charts. They will be 2 different heights, but you also can make them as tall as you want. But if you're someone that's want a certain name, just know it might change if you go too small or you might go too high. So later in the video when I show y'all guys the heights, you might want to really pay attention when I get to that point. But look, as of the first build we're going to end up making, you might want to lock in for this because it's a lot of people that got this build, but it's a little more different how I made it. So as we're going to end up hopping into my player builder, I always tell y'all when it comes to making these all-around builds that can almost do everything on the game, it's better having this build at shooting guard. Like literally, I don't know why 2K has done this. And having a build at shooting guard or having that power forward, you literally get sometimes the best badge count that you will get compared to having it at point guard, small forward, things like that. So as of the pie chart, we're going to end up using the half and half blue-green pie chart. With this pie chart, it is from 2K20. Y'all remember the half and half BP build? A lot of you guys end up messing with this build so much in 2K20, it really changed how the game was played. So as of bringing this back, you can make a facilitating finisher, a slashing playmaker, an inside-out playmaker, or offensive threat. You can make so many different builds. Even my slasher build that y'all usually see with the Hall of Fame shooting and the Hall of Fame finishing, this is the pie chart I use. Literally, this is the same exact pie chart I chose to use. The 3-point slasher build I have, this is the exact pie chart. So as I'm going to end up upgrading your finishing, the finishing, I'm going to get 13. I'm going to put a little on standing dunk just to get it to 13. But as of shooting, if you're someone that wants a lot of shooting or a decent amount of shooting on this build, I do prefer you at least try to get 19, but 16 to 17, it's really pushing it because you have Hall of Fame shooting badges. So keep that in mind. So anybody that's going to end up making this build, around 17 to 19 shooting badges, that's cool. But if you do want more, you're going to have to sacrifice on your playmaking or defensive badges. But as of upgrading everything else, if you're someone that wants the 16 actual playmaking badges, just know you're going to have to sacrifice on defense just a little. So I prefer you to rock wild with the 15 unless you're going to sacrifice with the shooting. So as of having 13, 17, and 15, you might have max pass accuracy, max ball handle, but as of defense, you max out everything when it comes to perimeter defense, lateral steal, and defensive rebound, and then you throw a little on your block. But as of doing this, you hit 13, 19, 15, and 6 just because you got 10 left over. With that 10 left over, the only thing you can really put up is literally shooting. So as of only putting 10 up, that's the most you can get. But if you want to end up going with the prior badge count, you can get 13, 17, 16, and 6. Out of most of these, you're not going to be able to end up getting 7 unless you sacrifice more shooting badges or playmaking badges. But as of the heights that you can choose from, I do prefer around the 6'3" all the way to like the 6'6" range. When you go around that 6'7", you're really pushing it unless you're someone that doesn't really care for dribbling on their build, or you can dribble with a 75 ball control at least, that's cool. But as of somebody that at least need an 80 ball control, or even if you're someone that wants a little higher ball control, I do prefer you to at least go 6'4". But with going with 6'4", or even 6'3", you do have to maintain this build at 99 just to keep your contact dunks, because that's when you unlock your contact dunks at 99 overall. So even if you max out your wingspan, lowest weight, you will have to get your contact dunks at 99 overall. With doing that, it's going to be maybe harder to maintain for some of you guys. But as somebody that's going to end up trying to pick the 6'5", if you end up maxing out your wingspan, you're going to get an 81 driving dunk. With the 81 driving dunk, it's going to put you in the safe zone. So if you're someone that's going to get this build at 99 and then you drop down to 98, you will still be able to get them contact dunks because you unlock contact dunks at 98 overall instead of 99. But that's the only big difference that you see. But as of shooting, and then when it comes to ball control, it's only a 1 actual difference. You will have a 77 instead of 78. But as having a 77, you will be able to keep your pro dribble moves with the 80 ball control at 98 overall at the same way again contact dunks. But as of the takeovers, man, I ain't even cats. You get all the offensive takeovers with this build. You get slashing, playmaking, and then you get shot creating and sharp. You really can make this build a catfish build if you put sharp shot creating. I do get a lot of contact dunks on my 3-point slasher build, so I really don't need slash and takeover if you want me to be honest. But you guys know your playstyle way better than I do, so you'll be able to pick whatever takeover that you want to choose. But with this build getting shades of Paul George and Zach LaVine, that means this build is definitely a great offensive build, but on the other side of the floor, it definitely can get stops, and it definitely can make a big contribution on defense. But if you're someone that's watching this video and you do have extra badge points, you're gonna have a lot of fun messing with this build right here as you being a taller build. But as of the second two-way go, this is one of the ones that I literally had since the game came out. But like my 3-point slasher, I really altered like a minor thing and it gave me a whole different name and I was actually satisfied with it. So as you're gonna make this build a shooting guard, as I told y'all boys, shooting guard is the best thing to put when it comes to these scoring builds. You're gonna end up making the pie chart more blue less green. Hopefully this is the last time I ever had to use this pie chart, even though it's one of the most broken pie charts in the game. I'm telling you, I just hope that this might be the last time I actually have to mess with this pie chart. But as of the physical profile, you're going to pick the speed profile because when you're on builds with gold playmaking, you want the most speed as possible. But look, as of this being one of the most broken pie charts, I'm going to tell you this now. It is one of the most hardest pie charts to get to 99 if you're someone that's not really grinding it and you're just playing. It's one of those builds that's going to be kind of hard to grind, but also it's one of those builds that you can really just pick up and play. It's not like you have to have it at 99, but it's one of those builds you can still get the good dunk package, you still can hit consistent threes, you get decent dribble moves at 80 ball control, and then you also can still play defense on this build. So it's really not a really disadvantage that you're going to be put at unless you're going to make the build way taller like I said earlier. But as creating this build, I do prefer you at least to get 6 to 7 defensive badges. That's maybe one of the best ways to end up having a good build when it comes to offensive builds like this that can do it all around. But as of the playmaking badges, get 15 playmaking badges. Then you're going to end up going for at least 16 to 15 shooting badges, especially if you're someone that doesn't have extra badge points. You might want to really pay attention. But if you end up building it this way with 15 to 16 shooting badges, you're not going to be at a disadvantage because you only have gold shooting. As of only having gold shooting, you have a good amount to get all the badges that you really need, especially if you're someone that's ISOing on this build. So once you get these 16 shooting badges, it's possible to get more, but as of actually messing around with it, I'm going to end up getting 15 finishing badges. With this 15 finishing badges, you got 15, 16, 15, and 7. Looking at this, this is one of the best ways you can do it if you don't got the extra badge point. But if you're someone that does have the extra badge point, or you do prefer the other way, you want more finishing, this right here might be one of the best ones to use. As most of the time you see 15, 15, 15. This right here is going to be 16, 16, 16, and 6. But if you're someone that's going to end up sacrificing that one defensive badges just to get 2 extra badge points, one on finishing and one on playmaking, hey, all by me, do what you got to do, pick what you want to pick. But I do prefer this badge count, especially if you're someone that does have extra badge points. Even if you got 1 extra badge point, you might want to put that extra one on defense. But if you got around 2 to 4 extra badge points, you really can make this build a demigod. But as of the height, I would prefer 6'3". 6'3", I have 2 6'3" of these builds, and I'm telling you, it comes in handy just because you have the chance to mismatch expert people, but you could go all the way to 6'2", but you can get more speed. But I do prefer the 6'3" because you can play better defense and you'll have a longer wingspan at the same time. And it will make it easier for you once you get the build to like 96 or 97 to get your contact dunks way easier. So if you're someone that wants to make this build taller, as of making this build taller, you are only going to get contact dunks off rip unless you make this build 6'5". You make it 6'3", you're going to have to get the build to 96 overall, or even you make it 6'4", you got to get the build to 96 overall. But if you're someone that's going to make it 6'5", you're going to get contact dunks off the rip with the build, so keep that in mind. But if you end up going 6'5", you're going to have a 95 speed or a 95 acceleration when it comes to doing that, instead of you having a 96 or a 97 acceleration and speed, making it a 6'3" or 6'4". But once you hit that 6'5" height, you're going to end up having to work to get that build to 96 or 97 overall to get that 80 ball control, so you can unlock some decent dribble moves. And you're not going to be able to get the elite dribble moves, but you're going to get the decent dribble moves with the 80 ball control. But also with this build being max wingspan and it being 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", or even if you made it 6'2", you do have the chance to get lockdown takeover on this build. So as with somebody that wants sharp takeover in this build, you would have to lower your wingspan down 2 notches until you get to the 77 3-pointer. But as with somebody that's going to end up going for like slashing, shot creating, or even lockdown, just in general, you can really make this build very unpredictable. So you'll be able to shoot, dunk, dribble, and play defense based on what height you choose. But as you get the name two-way slashing playmaker, and you get shades of Donovan Mitchell and Bradley Beal with Mitch Richmond as well, bro, it's literally somewhat similar. It just don't have Hall of Fame shooting. But if you guys want to see more on these builds, hey, you might want to click these 2 videos right here showing y'all boys how these builds get.